The Railways of Crotoonia has been brought to you in part by...
Here at Super Bowl Lanes, we're about fun, community, and involvement.
Whether you're at the grill or the alley, at Super Bowl Lanes, it's always a good time.
At Super Bowl Lanes, we care about the importance of family, teamwork, community, and of course, fun. Super Bowl Lanes is a proud sponsor of the MilanToon channel. Super Bowl Lanes, let the good times bowl.
Mike was cross. The thin controller had assigned him to ballast duties for being naughty, and Mike hated being stuck at the mines all day. He found it rather boring. One morning, Mike arrived at Chipperton Wharf with a loaded train of ballast. He saw Duncan, who was getting his train loaded. "Morning, Mike. What's up?" "I feel overworked. That's what's up," huffed Mike. "I've been going up and down the line all day, stuck with the ballast trains, and all because I burst a safety valve and started an elderly woman." Duncan pondered for a moment. "You know, if I was on your wheels, I would have probably taken a break up on the coast at Bermaber. You know, have the ocean breeze in your face. Your line does run up there after all." And with that, Duncan set off for the quarry. This gave Mike an idea. All that week, Mike tried everything to sneak off to Bermaber. He tried to sneak ballast cars and lumber cars out as a construction delivery. He tried to run off light engine on his own and even begged the yard manager to let him go there. At last, he finally got a job on the resort end of the line, but not the one he had hoped for.
"An express train needs to be arranged at the Swahili Water Park Resort for a group of tourists. I need you to bring them some couches so they have enough for the train to carry them."
"Yes, sir," said Mike, but he had a plan. Mike knew of one carriage that had a faulty coupler pin on it, so he coupled that to the front of his train. As he trundled out with 5 heavy covered carriages, he felt the pin push against him as he went downhill. "Not yet," he said. "We've got to wait until we reach the resort." As he approached the resort station, Scott the express tank engine was waiting for Mike's extra coaches. As he pulled into the platform, he put his plan into motion. With the pin loosened enough, left on the platform were the carriages for the train, and off went Mike. "What the?" said Scott.
"Slow down, Mike,"
said his driver.
"We just passed by the station."
But Mike wasn't listening. He was bolting it to the Bermaber coast. Stations and shunting yards flashed by as his driver fought for control of the regulator. At the big station in Bermaber, there were a pair of buffers on the other side of the turntable, just at the tail end of the shunting yards. Mike was still not paying any attention until he saw the buffers. Then everything happened at once. Mike found himself standing on the sand instead of the rails with the remains of the buffers behind him.
Don't worry, Mike,
called out his driver.
I'll go phone for help.
Mike sighed. There had been a break, but not the one he had hoped for. Back at the Swahili Water Park Resort, Scott was still confused about what had happened as he backed down onto his coaches. Suddenly, he heard a blast of whistles and the clattering of equipment as Rashira and Grace the Crane roared past. "Clear the tracks!" shouted Rashira. "Derailed engine at Bermaber Beach!" "Oh, mind your speed!" called Grace. "My gears are rattling!" As Mike was lifted back onto the rails by Rashira and Grace, he saw that Rex and Bert were also there. They'd come to help repair the tracks and buffers beyond the turntable. Well, Mike, you said you wanted a break from all the work you've been getting.
But we never thought you would have it this way,
finished Bert. Well, if I must admit, it was alright, said Mike. But I didn't think the only break that happened would be to a pair of buffers. The three engines laughed in agreement.
Easy peasy, lemon squeezy.